Greetings. In this video I'm going to walk you through problem number 14 in the back of chapter 12 in your textbook. This is the calculation of a net present value problem, and we will also calculate the internal rate of return. It's easy to do using the BA2+. So let's take a look at the problem that we have here. Aerospace Dynamics will invest $110,000 in a project that will produce the following cash flows. The cost of capital was 11%. Should the project be undertaken? I'm sure we know what we're looking at here first. So we're going to invest $110,000. That will be a cash outflow. And the cost of getting that $110,000 to invest is 11%. So we had to get some new money, perhaps by issuing bonds, getting loans, issuing stock. But the money that we get cost us money to get, and it cost us 11%. Should the project be undertaken? We see the projected cash flows here. Now, whenever we look at these kind of problems and it says it will produce the following cash flows, these of course are predictions for the future. We hope that's what will happen, but as long as we realize that the results that we get are only as good as the information we put in, presumably they've been conservative in trying to determine what these numbers are, and this is what we'll go with. So let's go to the calculator, and the buttons that we'll use are the CF, NPV, and IRR. CF for cash flows. So that's where we'll start. I see here that I've been playing around with it, and I have numbers in here from something previous, and it looks like it might have been this problem, but maybe not. So just like with the time value calculations, we always want to clear things out before we start a new problem. We do it a little bit differently with this menu. We still click second, and then we go down here and click clear work. And that will erase everything that was in these three buttons previously. So let's start. CF0 is cash flow 0. That's the initial investment that we made, and that was $110,000. I'm going to change that to negative to indicate that it's an outflow of cash. And it's real important that you put this initial investment in as a negative, otherwise the results will be incorrect when we finish up. Click enter, get that equal sign in there. Now we'll arrow down to cash flow number 1. Cash flow number 1 was $36,000. Click enter. We arrow down. F means frequency of that first cash flow. Now that it only happens once, so that's where we're going to leave it, and arrow down to cash flow 2. 44, and click enter. Frequency of 1. Cash flow 3, 38. Enter. Arrow down. Frequency of cash flow 3 is only one time. Only one time do we have a cash flow of 38,000. So we'll go down to cash flow 4, and this one's negative, so we have to be careful here. 44, negative. It's an outflow, so we want to make sure we change that sign to get a negative number there, and then click enter. That only happens once, thank goodness, and we'll go to cash flow 5. 81, enter. Now we have all of our numbers in. Let's go over to the NPV button. I is the discount rate or cost of capital that we'll be using in this problem. That's 11%. So we'll punch in 11 and hit enter. And we just want to punch in 11, not 0.11 or some other variation of 11, just 11. Let the calculator do the percent translation. That makes our job a lot easier, because now we just arrow down to NPV and we'll compute. we see that the net present value is $5,014 and some change. We notice that it is positive. Positive means a net inflow of cash over the project life, and negative would mean a net outflow of cash. We don't like the net cash flow or net outflow of cash. So this means it's a profitable project, and whatever rate of return we're getting is greater than what it's costing us. So let's go over to the internal rate of return to see what that return is. We click on the IRR button, and then all we have to do is click Compute. And we see that it's 12.8, well, rounded to 6%, 12.86%, which is greater than 11%. So that verifies our net present value number, that we are making money on this. It is a profitable project. So that's how we calculate the net present value and internal rate of return using the BAII Calculator. Hope that helped.